Okay, here we are at the John Rifle made target shoot. Here's a various bunch of targets that I made out of drop-off. Various things that are found at junkyards. Different manufacturers have different things. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have a shoot. So I've got these all set up, all in a big roll. You can see orange on the ground, and the orange is marking off footage. 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot, etc. This is the first target I made right here. It's got a very large gong on it, and that swings that way. This one rolls around like that, and in the back of the target I've simply welded a U-joint, a simple U-joint for a counterbalance weight. This one also spins around. It also has a large nut welded on the back, and it's simply made from pipe and unistrut, and I welded it together. Here we've got a couple of fence posts pounded in the ground. These are some gongs from a scrap from laser cutting. And incidentally, Sportsman's Guide catalog gets $28 for a gong this big with no splatter target on it, just painted black. So that's something to think about. Right down here as we start getting into my silhouette cutting, I have a plasma cutter. That's Mr. Sasquatch and Mr. Turkey. Real fun to shoot at. We go along here, there's a woodchuck and a pigeon and a rabbit. Down below there's a buffalo that my friend Travis actually made. Here's a false care jar, a squirrel, a rat, a false bottle, all plasma cut, all painted with a little dot on them. They're very expensive, $30–40 a piece. This is one I like to call Carnival. It's heavy caliber. This thing spins around like that, and you can see the thickness of the steel there. This is a triangular piece, actually a square piece, very heavy in steel. And this one is 3/4 inch thick steel that we use for heavier caliber shooting. Everything has to swing or turn, otherwise it's really not that safe to shoot at. So I try to make them as safe as possible. This is my favorite one here. This is a smaller caliber, and it's a resettable. I knock them down like this. It has in the back, let's see if I can get a better view of it, right here, right there, it has a stake driven in the ground, and it has the holders for the stake are right on it. It's made out of silo banding and pipe. And what we do is we shoot that, and we step back and pull the rope, and it resets and stays back up. So that's going to be really popular. That's a fun target. One can expect to pay several $100s for something like this. Here's another small caliber target that spins around. I'll just knock them a little bit there. These are just bits of drop off. It's also made of pipe, silo banding, and some drop off. Larger gong, same thing. These ones actually flop right around. I've shot this with 44-40 caliber, and they spin around like a helicopter. Another gong right here. I call this one crash test dummy because that's how it's kind of painted. This one spins right around. Pretty heavy caliber. These are approximately 1/4 inch thick gongs. And once again, I want the things, if you're shooting a heavier caliber handgun or not a high-powered rifle, you need them to move. Another one here, and I like to call this one NASA because it reminds me of symbols and things that are on spacecraft and stuff like that. Symbols, and that's pretty heavy plate there. They're going to swing. This is one of my favorite ones right here. This is a small spinner, and when you hit this, it really goes around, really looks fun. It's painted both sides so it can be targeted on both sides. The only thing I would do to this to improve it is I'd make it so it stops on dead center. Not a big deal. So we're going to take a little step back here. You have to excuse my videoing abilities, they're not very good. And we're going to take a look, and not too long from now there's going to be a bunch of people here bringing small caliber rifles and handguns, and we're going to have a heck of a good time because shooting at these things is way more fun than shooting at a piece of paper on a string downrange. They're portable. You pick them up and move them, you carry them anywhere, and most importantly, they're all made from drop-off or scrap. And I'm proposing that all of this scrap, sometimes in the thousands of pieces, is thrown away in dumpsters. I think there's room for companies who have this kind of scrap to really look at this and make a decision in their mind. Why are we throwing this away? With not much work, it can be made into something usable, fun to shoot, and reusable.